Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we are continuing the True Boxing Annual Top 10s as we're going to look at my number 2 middleweight in the world right now, the reigning WBA Middleweight World Champion, Erislandy Lara. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So Lara entered the year as the middleweight champ as Triple G Gennady Golovkin had given up his belt. Instead of fighting Lara in a mandatory fight. Lara was upgraded to champ, but nobody really cared, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people with Lara at 40 years old were not taking him serious. But then Lara signed on for the premiere of the Amazon Prime pay-per-view deal and would get on the Zoo Fundora undercard and would make a mandatory defense against Michael Zarafa. It was almost 2 years removed from his last fight. So people were interested in seeing Lara return, and Lara would knock Michael Zarafa the fuck out. He landed a monster left hand that drilled Zarafa, and Zarafa didn't get up. And it was just a crazy ending. You know, even though people somewhat weren't shocked, it was still kind of surprising because, you know, Lara, he wears you down and stops you at best, but he doesn't knock you out in the second round. So that was an impressive win on a big card that got people's attention. And then 6 months, not even 6 months later, Lara would sign on for a long-awaited showdown with former two-division world champion Danny Garcia. It would take place as the co-feature of the Canelo and Berlanga pay-per-view card that took place in September. So a lot of people were interested in watching the fight, you know? I mean, it was a lot of the people that are not in the know in terms of the top-tier guys, you know, if they're not big names. And a lot of people know Danny Garcia, and enough people know Erislandy Lara. And it was on the Canelo undercard, so it was a big fight. And Lara kind of systematically broke down Danny Garcia. And then in the 9th round, Danny Garcia seemingly just looked like he had enough. After an accumulation of punches landed by Lara that didn't seem too effective, Danny went down, and then the fight was stopped. And Erislandy Lara would win the fight by 9th round TKO. And this was the first time he had competed twice in a calendar year since, I believe, 2017. But be that as it may, he would win both his fights by TKO and prove that he is, at least for the moment, a player in this division. He moved up 3 spots from number 5 to number 2. And now at 31-3-3 with 19 knockouts, he's 41 years old. We don't know what he's going to do heading into the year. But the thing is I think he, with everything turning up now because of Riyadh season, everything getting more competitive and better, I think Lara's gonna end up fighting somebody decent and solid. I mean, and to be honest, I don't see him making his mandatory against Yoenli Hernandez, but I really wouldn't be shocked if he fights Shea Mosley Jr. He's 34, Mosley. He's a name, and he's number 2 in the WBA right now. I can really see this fight taking place. Since he's already a champ, he's the WBA champion, is unification in his future in this year? I don't know. Hamza Shiraz is fighting Carlos Adames. You know, if Shiraz wins and becomes champ, I think he goes in another direction. I think Shiraz tries to unify with Janabek. If he doesn't, and Shiraz ends up going after another UK rival with a big name like a Chris Eubank Jr. or Liam Smith, would Lara and Janabek be interested in fighting each other? Maybe so. But then Top Rank and the PBC would have to work together. So unification, I'm leaning towards the less likely with Lara, sadly, at 41. But I do believe he is going to get a name opponent this year. I can see him fighting Shea Mosley Jr., and I'm honestly not going to be shocked that that's the fight that gets announced. So we'll see. But Lara is in a good position here. I think he's still a player. He's got a name. And we'll see what happens in 2025 at 41 years old. So that's it. That's what I got. That is my number 2 middleweight in the world right now. The reigning WBA middleweight world champion, Erislandy Lara. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing, and you've been hit with the truth.